Hello everyone, Ceri Griffiths here, as you know me, Ceri the Crafter. So it's coffee with Ceri time, and obviously it's a winter's day. I'm trying to keep my hands warm today. If you're unfamiliar with coffee with Ceri, basically I try to do one of these a month, but don't hold me to it. It depends on what the other workloads are. And I've been doing them now for several years. And the aim of Coffee with Ceri is basically I choose a subject that's come across my field of vision, that's piqued my interest, or something has happened in my life that I feel that would be a good icebreaker or a topic or something people are not thinking about or we've not, just something basically. I mean, the aim is to start a conversation, raise awareness, not to offend. I'm not going to deal with politics, religion. Very, very unlikely I'm going to deal with sex either. So it's a fun activity, just to spark a conversation. Hopefully about 15 minutes long. Grab a chocolate biscuit, get yourself a cup of something as well, and take it from there. So this month's topic is I have struggled for quite a long time, and I'm talking a couple of years now, with one aspect of social media. Well, there's quite a few aspects of social media I struggle with, but one particular aspect of social media that really bugs me. And that is the fear that I might offend someone by declining their friend request. Now, I don't have a lot of social media. I mean, I do Pinterest, which I call social media, but I'm not sure whether everyone regards it as social media. Obviously, I've got my YouTube channel, which is the big one for me, and hopefully all of the community on that is a growing community now. And I do Facebook. I used to Instagram years ago, and it was an utter failure. Then my subscribers asked whether I would do it, and I tried it again. If it doesn't fit my way of working. So I'm only speaking about Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube. And to be honest, we're only speaking about Facebook today. Now, when I first started out on Facebook, I was excited when people started sending me friend requests. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get certain numbers. I'm going to be, it was all of that. And I was accepting left, right, and center. But as social media developed, I feel all of our knowledge of social media developed along with it, and it became apparent that there's actually a very dark side to social media as well. It's an easy playing field for the very young, the very old, and the vulnerable to become victims of the darker side of social media. I mean, we hear the terms spam, hacking, identity theft, all of that. And all of this is just the tip of a very, very big and threatening iceberg. However, I'm going to dial all of that back because my experience so far, my worry has been friend requests. Now, I get, I'd say probably approximately 5 to 10 friend requests per day. Now, I don't accept them all, and that's because I've got lots of friends who've been hacked, and I've got lots of friends who've had spam attacks and things like that on them because of the very reason, oh, I'll just accept that. Except, oh, that person looks nice, let's accept that. I'm very aware that those who would cause us harm are a lot cleverer than I am. So I do my best to try and narrow down my exposure. So if someone sends me a friend request, I do a few things. First of all, I open their profile up because I want to see what this person is. Now, I don't judge their profile on their profile image because you know what? I could get a picture of a nice, lovely little grandmother or grandfather and put it in there. It doesn't mean it's me. It just means the way I would like you to see me. I usually look into their it says further details. I think it's about school and business and work. Now, a lot of the time there's just little bits of stuff in there, which is fine. But if it's completely blank, I'm like, not even a birthday. So that's sort of one of my trigger things. And then I usually look, have we got any mutual friends, which is another one. Now, there are some friends in my creative circle who I absolutely know and trust. And I'm not going to name them, we're not going to go down that route. But I know if this person is already a friend of one of them, I'm pretty safe to accept the friend request, although I still check. Then I scroll down their page a bit. Now, the warning signs for me are, okay, if all that is on their posts are a couple of happy birthday wishes, a few pictures of scenery, and maybe a dog or a cat, then I'm like, really? Is that how you want to present to the world? And I immediately start not trusting this person. If that was the case, I would probably decline their request, because I'm a creative person. You've shown me nothing of your creative life, and there's no photographs other than things that could just be generic stuff. Also, triggers for me. If I go on to someone's profile page and it is very highly religious, I won't accept it. Now, not against religion. I am all for anyone embracing whatever religion they want, but I don't want maybe that level of belief becoming a target on my channel for other people to go after that person. And also, I don't want someone who else maybe of a different religion becoming a target because I've accepted you. So if you're hugely and highly religious and I scroll down your feed and all I can see is religious iconology and phrases or psalms and that's all your stream is about, that's absolutely wonderful. Please go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. I just don't feel that's a fit for me. Now, if someone has the odd, please get the prayer warriors out, or can we bow our heads for someone who's, there's a level at which, do you know what I mean? There's religion as part of embracing your being and part of life. And then there's those that are almost verging on being a fanatic. And as I said in the opener, I don't talk about religion, but in this instance, I have to do some sort of parameter to qualify why. If everything on your stream is absolutely slamming religion at me, then no, that you don't fit the people who are in my circle. I mean, you can still follow me. You can still watch my Facebook profile. You just won't be listed as a friend. Equally, if there's any posts whatsoever on your stream and you're racist, you're homophobic, you're biased, you're sexist, any of that, no, just no. I do not want that as part of my little world that I feel safe within. And those are the sort of things I look out for. Now, I have probably offended some people in the past who would be the most wonderful salt of the earth people, but because of the imagery and the posts on their channel, they've come across and I've interpreted it in the wrong way. I have nothing to go on except what is on your profile. And I know that so many things can be created. I mean, I could open up a Facebook account tomorrow and I could create a completely fictitious person and wheedle my way into your profile or your group. And that's just with my meager skills. So it's my way of protecting myself. But I do think we need to be more discerning about not trusting at face value what we see with a friend request, because unless you've got something in common with me, why would you want to be following me, or why would you want to befriend me? Now, the trouble is, when you become A very close friend of mine, Ceri Vincent, once said, she said, you know you're doing well when you stick your head above the poppies and they start shooting at you. And by that she means once you become big enough in your field of expertise, or you get what I mean. The moment you start drawing attention because of who you are, the moment the spammers, the hackers, and the hateful people are going to latch onto you because they're like, "Ooh, let's ride this sleigh ride while we can." Um, you see it all over the place. I mean, I'm preaching to the converted here, but I struggle with it. And if someone sends me a friend request and then I've declined it, if you send me a friend request again in maybe a year's time, 6 months' time, 2 months' time, you never know, there may be something on there now. I go, oh, that's lovely. Now, if I click onto your profile and there's like a piece of art at the top in your header, and maybe there's you and the grandkids are actually painting pottery or something, or then I'm going to go, yep, they're a creative person, click they're in. But it's a very harsh thing to have to do, to say no to somebody, and I have struggled with saying no, and we've had that conversation. But how do you deal with it? I mean, I have to trust Facebook and YouTube and Google and Meta and everyone that they are trying to prevent the darker side of social media. But you can't. You can't fully prevent it. We have to not trust and rely the big companies to be doing it for us. I feel that we need to actually take ownership of that, and that's what I do. Subscribing to me on YouTube, I can't control that. If you wish to subscribe to me, fabulous, thank you, welcome aboard. If you unsubscribe me, I'll go, that's fabulous, thank you. You have discerned that my content is not a good match for you. I'm never offended if someone unsubscribes. I would rather have a community who loves support and has joy from creativity than someone who sits there going, really? Is he going to hush up and get on with the job? Can you do something different? I'm like, well, if I'm not a good fit, guys, move off. The only control I kind of have on YouTube is if you come on and you've got hateful comments, or you're being nasty to other commenters or other subscribers, then I can take action, and I do take action. Without being hateful, I try to do it behind the scenes. I try not, I wouldn't name the person unless they really offended me. I wouldn't name the person. There's an option on YouTube where I can select a button to hide that person's comments. Like, if I've hit that option, you will see your comment, but no one else will ever see that comment on my video. I hide it. If you are abusive or rude, sexist, homophobic, racist, any of that, I immediately report you to YouTube. And on Facebook, if I see something like that coming up on my profile, or topics that are unacceptable, I will report to Facebook that I'm not comfortable with that, and then I usually unfriend that person. It takes a lot for me to block them entirely, because it could just be a misunderstanding. But just be aware, guys, it's an uncomfortable situation where you have to say no to someone. And it's so easy to send a friend request. It's a press of a button. I don't actually have to know you. I wish I did know all of you. It'd be a far easier choice to do. So anyway, just something to think about. Just a little moment of thought. Maybe when you're next out with coffee with friends, have the discussion. How many people just blatantly accept, or how many decline? It's an interesting scenario, and I'm not sure to this very day I'm comfortable with the way I moderate my friend requests. I must admit, I am loving YouTube and the community I've got there far more for the interaction I can have than I have with Facebook, because say I mean, I can't remember how many friends I've got on Facebook. So let's just say, pick a figure. Say I've got 1,000 friends. I think I've probably got more than that, but let's just say I've got 1,000 friends. It really annoys me when I post something out expecting my friends to see it and 5 people have seen it. And it's because Facebook wants me to pay to boost. So that means I pay that Facebook and then they will send it out to an extra 1,000 people. But it's not necessarily the people who are my friends. They're just block sending it out to 1,000 extra people who might become my friends. So I'm still not happy with the way Facebook works. But if I want to stay in contact with certain groups that I love and certain people who are like friends and family to me, then I need to be on Facebook. I just hope it sorts itself out in the end. So anyway, enough of that. Thanks very much, guys, for the support. As I say, I'm going to try and keep Coffee with Ceri to about 15 minutes. And until next time, I'll see you. Bye-bye now.